What's up, guys? Nolan here, and today we got our next step in the Chronicles of Rizzy lore stuff from BSG. Nothing like a secret maze or ARG this time around, though. This time it is an in-game event where Sanitar and his goons are trying to kill Rizzy on customs, and we are tasked with stopping him. TLDR, it's a constant Sanitar farm, so if you need kills on him, now would be the great time. Also, the fortress on customs is just a general PvP god zone right now. There is a lot of combat going on right there, because that's where he spawns. Now, the task that also pops up for this is actually pretty extensive, where you need to kill Sanitar, who spawns 100% of the time, again to be clear there, in the fortress on customs with loads of different weapons, including grenades, grenade launchers, and even melee. The reward is pretty shit though. It's an Alton helmet, sugar, 2 Abdolbo stems, and a suppressor. The significance of these rewards are the items that Rizzy was messing with in the video, which you'll see playing in the background here, the Chronicles of Rizzy video, which will be linked in the description if you guys want to check that out for yourselves. Just like the last event, it breaks the fourth wall a bit and references people in real life, specifically everyone who was associated with a public Google Doc that was used to solve the maze in the ARRS terminal last time. What's interesting here, though, for the Sons of Soon, we never fully solved the maze, and we didn't make our information public because we didn't want other people messing with it, and we already knew what we were doing. So we might have dodged a bullet there unintentionally, because what seems to be happening in the story of this video is Sanitar tracked down who solved the maze and who outed him, and he's out to kill them. So in terms of the Sons, we as a group knew that it was over once we got that last IRL letter coordinates, but there are a couple Sons who are on the list who shared info to the public Google Doc. There's actually dozens of Discord names on there as well. Also at the top, there's links to OnePeg and Trent AU's Twitch channels. They also played a part. It's somewhat possible something happens if any or all of these people named get killed by Sanitar, but nothing concrete yet, as Trent AU was killed several times by Sanitar already, and nothing happened, so we think it's probably nothing for now, at least. It's really up in the air. There's nothing concrete around this, and we believe Smitty was the first person to actually complete the task of killing Sanitar with all of those different weapons and a melee kill. So it's possible because Smitty was able to get that done before Sanitar killed everybody that was on this list. That means something. However, all of these names on the list are Discord names. I don't think they're connected to actual in-game accounts. However, shout out to Smitty and also shout out to Glorious E, who was really close to finishing it himself, and that could mean the difference between whatever happens next. We are expecting a new step from BSG, but we don't know if it will happen this weekend or what. But to be clear, we do not think this is over. We think there is another step coming. When it comes to completing the quest, I would say give it a shot if you have the means of completing it, but for sure don't ruin yourself over it, especially with a reward like that. It's possible there's something special that happens when a certain amount of people complete the task as well. We're not completely sure though. You also might get recognition from BSG for doing it like we did for solving the maze and for getting the letters after that event last time. But again, just nothing concrete here. We are not certain of anything. Just have fun with it and get some kills if you need them on Sanitar, or just in general enjoy the PvP around the fortress. I'll make an update video if any new steps pop up. Otherwise, just stay tuned to my Twitter. I'll keep that updated as much as I possibly can. Until then, we are waiting on a Q&A from Pestily and Nikita, which Pestily has now pushed that back 6 hours, which should be 3-ish hours by the time you're watching this video, because of this event, of which this event is essentially nothing. So I'm guessing there isn't anything too crazy in that Q&A. Otherwise, he'd prioritize getting that information out to everyone. Maybe Nikita told him to wait, but it doesn't sound like that. It all sounds like he's choosing when to post that Q&A. So again, I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. It might even be the same answers that we usually get. Either way, if it was anything super crazy, I feel like he would have told us by now, excluding anything important from Nikita, whether it gave him a time or anything like that. But again, it sounds like he has the answers. It sounds like he's choosing when to post it, and it sounds like he's valuing this event over that. So I don't think there's going to be anything crazy from it. But the reason why I have some faith still is because there is a rumor going around the Russian community, a rumor, otherwise known as something that may not end up being true, to be clear, that Nikita told some Russian streamers that Streets was ready for the next patch. These streamers are not known to be liars, and there are a couple that have said the same story, so it seems legit. The only reason I'm still calling it a rumor is because I didn't hear it for myself, and I don't know the context or how they got this information from Nikita, or why they were even talking to Nikita in the first place. So I am hoping something pops up in the Pestily Q&A, but seeing as he's delaying it, I'm just not as confident anymore. Something like that I feel like would be super important. That's something you would want to tell everybody as soon as possible, but I could be wrong. Now, to be clear here, if that rumor is true, then Streets is ready for this next patch, of which is likely to drop around New Year's, if not sooner, and would also, if going in line with what's happened the past several years, be a wipe. Nothing confirmed yet though. And in case anyone doesn't realize what that time frame looks like, it would be mid-December to New Year's. That's usually when they end up doing following their New Year's wipe. And that would be the next significant patch, so that would be when Streets is ready to go. And again, if those rumors are true. Now, on the DMZ side of things, Dr. Lupo and Landmark confirmed that this was not a final build that we saw with that preview, but it wasn't clear if it was a preview build specifically. A early build, aka not a finished final build, is to be expected with something like this. I'm sure there's some stuff that they'll try to optimize before launch, especially with a choppy event like that, I'm sure. But a preview build means something completely different that they made changes to specifically for the event, meaning they could have given them more gear than they actually start with, or something, so that they would be able to actually play and enjoy this event and not worry about gearing up for the couple hours that they had with the game. Exactly like the press kits that people used to get for Escape from Tarkov. They don't do this anymore, but they would just give them a ton of the end game gear, even give them levels, even give them traders, so they can see what's up with the game without actually having to understand it and play it, but you would be able to see what's going on with the game without having to put too much time into it. So if it was a preview, then I'm expecting it to be different around gear and whatnot, but not drastically different when it comes to features. I still expect it to be more or less the same game. It's just something important to realize here. Dr. Lupo later said that the insurance system works on cooldown, where you can use your own guns, but if you die with them, it goes on cooldown. The time behind that cooldown and the access to the weapons could be part of that preview build. However, if the cooldown system in and of itself is true, then that is extremely different than what I thought it would be. I knew DMZ would be as inclusive as possible, but if you can use your own loadouts freely, even if there is a cooldown, then that's too easy in my mind and takes away from the heart of the game, which is loss. Actually losing that gear that you fought for. And that might not actually be a thing in DMZ. You might just need to wait, which would be very sad. It would be very inclusive, and it would allow a lot of people to check out this similar gameplay style, but again, that's just not what we're here for. That's not what we're expecting. I'll check the game out next week, but unfortunately it's looking less interesting to me now, if I'm being honest. We'll see what happens, and we can learn next week what exactly is actually playable and what happens in game. Again, DMZ is going to be free to play on November 16th, so I'll be checking that out then. So in conclusion for today, if there is anything new or interesting with Pesley's Q&A, I'll make a video on it. Otherwise, have fun killing Sanitar, and stay tuned to my Twitter for the latest updates if something does change. Last time, we only thought the ARRS terminal was the only thing to worry about, but then we got the maze, and then we got the ARG, so there might be more to this. Again, stay tuned to my Twitter. It's linked below, and also check out the description and the top comment for quick updates if there are any. Otherwise, that is all for now, guys. If you like this video, there is a button for that. Subscribe for more like it, or jump into the comments and tell me how I sound like Badger from Biggie Bad again. For the latest Tarkov news, check this out. For the latest DMZ news, check this out. Follow me on Twitter or join the Discord, link below. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.